Hello, everybody. Today we are building and talking about the water house. So, in case you haven't heard, I think you should find this quite interesting. If you have heard about this story in this case, then you should still watch because the build it is quite nice. So, if you have not heard, this is a quite creepy story. So, in 2014, a husband and wife, and I believe 3 children, moved to their dream home. 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, a beautiful enclosed porch, a garage. The house, if you go on Google and you go on Google Maps and you look at it, because the address is public, it is in the most beautiful street. It is absolutely gorgeous. The houses around it are very beautiful, and I do believe it is in a quite affluent neighborhood. The location is in Westfield, New Jersey. So the family moves in, right? Everything is fine, they're happy with their new home. Then they receive a letter in the mail. The letter is not addressed to anyone by name, it just says to the new owners. It has no stamp or any return address, it is just a blank envelope. So the dad, he opens up the envelope and he reads the letter inside, and it is quite creepy, and I will read it to you right now. So it reads, "Dearest new neighbor at 657 Boulevard, allow me to welcome you to the neighborhood. 657 Boulevard has been the subject of my family for decades now, and as it approaches its 110th birthday, I have been put in charge of watching and waiting, for its second coming. My grandfather watched the house in the 1920s and my father watched in the 1960s. It is now my time. Do you know the history of the house? Do you know what lies within the walls of 657 Boulevard? Why are you here? I will find out. Do you need to fill the house with the young blood I requested?" So creepy. "Better for me. Was your old house too small for the growing family, or was it greed to bring me your children? Once I know their names, I will call to them and draw them to me." Now just imagine you move into a house and you get a letter like this, especially stating the children part and the young bloods. That is disgusting. So obviously the family is quite freaked out, and I do believe they called the police, but of course there's not much they can do. Now these letters become a regular occurrence, and in one of them it even states all of the children's names correctly, including their nicknames. So the mom is the mama, and I'm supposed the dad as well. They are quite scared, mostly for their children, and wondering like who is watching them. Are they looking in through the windows? Is the house like bugged by previous owners? And it is. I in this situation, I would be very very scared. I looked on Google. I went to look at like pictures of how the house used to look like once the family lived there. And I need to say that for someone that believes that they are being stalked, the house really is lacking in curtains. Because if it was me, I would, put curtains on absolutely every window, and curtains that are not sheer. And I did that in this house just because I don't know, it just makes me feel very uncomfortable not to have curtains on windows. And yeah, so the house, it was sold to a new family in 2019. Obviously, they had a very hard time to sell this house. So so this family, which I'm gonna read you their names, I'm sorry. Derek and Mary Brodus. So before they bought the house, the previous owners had received a letter, but they haven't told Derek and Mary. So they did not want to do that to the next people that would own the house. They just didn't want the house anymore. So they took in a very large loss because, the house was now public now everyone knows what happens in there, and knows that people sent creepy letters. So they told the new owners that, this is going on. So they took in a very large loss. I believe they sold the house for $900,000, but I believe they bought it for 1 point something million. So they took in a huge loss, but I can be quite confident in saying that they are happy, to live somewhere where they're not being stalked or constantly paranoid. Because I would think you would become quite paranoid. The police, they have no idea who did it. Only thing that is for sure that they know is that when they tested the DNA on the letters, that it was female DNA, so they believe it was a woman. They had some suspicions about the next door neighbors, but police after disproved that. So, oh my gosh, this is quite a situation. But yeah, now the house, it is lovely though. It is a beautiful house, inside and out. I went to look at pictures, and like I said, the house has recently sold in 2019, and there are some more recent pictures of the house. The inside, it seems like it has been modernized quite a lot. I did not want to do it like modernized as it was. So only thing I know for sure is the floor plan of the downstairs area. That is the only thing I can tell. I built the house first matching the outside. So I went onto Google Maps and I was able to see the front of the house and like the sides, to see like the window placement and see like if there's any like pokey out bits or things like that. It took me quite a while, but I was able to find a picture of the back part of the house, so I could see that it has a very elevated porch, because the house sits on a little bit of a hill at the front of the house, and at the back it just slopes down that hill, so it has a very deep foundation. So I did that as well, and it just has a little fence in the back. So that part was easy. Then it was also easy to match the rooms according to the windows that they had, so I could tell which room was where, and so that part was all okay. The problem comes when you go upstairs. There are only 2 pictures of bedrooms upstairs, and they are like close-up pictures of like a bed or something like that, so it's not usable in any way. So I took creative liberties, and upstairs I just did what I wanted. It still has 6 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, and it just had to work like that, and I am now speechless almost. So I built the whole house, and then I was listening to a documentary as I was building it, and in one of the letters, the man or the woman that is writing the letters, they stated are the children scared of going into the basement because it's quite creepy or something like that. And I was like, damn it, I built a whole house and now I have to put in a basement. So I had to find a little space, but after a while, a little bit of moving things around, I was able to fit in a staircase, and I put in a creepy basement. Now, there's not much you can do down there. I mean, you can put usable items in there, of course, but it has like a lot of like crap in it, to be honest. Just a lot, just like a glorified storage unit. I put like an old sofa and like some painting stuff and paint cans and shelves, so it's just a little bit of everything in there. Now in the pictures, the most famous picture of the house is like the picture of the inside. You see the front door, and then it has a little window seat, and then you have the staircase, and the staircase has like a door attached to it. So that part there was very easy. That's where I started it from. Also, in one of the letters, the person stated that they could see the youngest child, which I believe was a girl, painting on her easel inside of the enclosed porch, so I put an easel in there. Now, this is something I used to do quite a lot, build true crime stories and like haunted homes and stuff like that. That is like merging two of my interests. I am very, very into true crime, and I am very into Sims and design and building. So this is something that I would know, something that I will do quite a bit still. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun to build. Even if you don't enjoy true crime, I think this house still has a lot of merit. It is very beautiful, especially like the sides of the house. You can see like the shape of the roof. Yeah, I was quite happy with it, and I believe that it is very, very similar. Like, if you know this case, and if I show you a picture of here, you will, see which house it is. I even included like the front of the house. Instead of like being straight off onto the lot, I created an extra side space so people can park their cars, like I saw on Google Maps. And on Google Maps, the picture was like taken in like fall, so it is full of like leaves on the floor, and so that inspired me. So I even opened up a new save game, and I went on to fall so that I could put in the trees and they could look like all kinds of yellows and reds. We do have a few piles of leaves, but I wish we had a floor paint that matched. That could be like leafy floor, be like autumny. We unfortunately do not have that. However, we do have a kind of like a wreath that has like a lot of leaves to it. So I just made them big, and I just put them by the front of the lot just to make it look like someone raked the yard and they just made a big pile of leaves that they would need to go get. So this is it. I mean, you have a lot of space still left. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can even include a swimming pool if that's what you wish to do. You've got a whole empty garage. You can put some skill building items in there. This house does have a little, no, I wouldn't say it's a laundry room, maybe like a laundry nook. It's just a little 1x1 room that I just put in a upright washer and dryer. But if you want to expand this house, you can even build like a second, maybe guest house in the back. It is, it's quite a lot of things that you could do here. I did include a attic. It is not usable unless you play with walls down. I just did it just for the stairs and just for a little bit of realism, but it's not really usable. But the actual house has an attic, so I thought I would include that as well. Now, if you do want to download this or any other of my homes, you know where you can find me. You can find me on the gallery using hashtag SimsDesigns or hashtag SimsDesignsYT. I really appreciate for you taking some time with me. I hope you enjoy it, and if you download it, I hope you enjoy living here, and hopefully nothing creepy will happen here. I promise. Anyways, thank you very much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!